struggle to cope with their everyday lives.
It's very good when you are my buddy drinking, but when you go for help, then suddenly there's a stigma.
Yeah. Alcohol changes our behavior. So in order to maintain your alcohol use, there are certain things that you need to do.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening, I'm Maggie Forciero. In the news tonight, Onkoshi Resort, an ideal destination for local and international travelers. Women cautioned not to ignore signs of cervical cancer. Wildlife Foundation integrates school for employees' children. And Business on One, followed by tonight's sport news. Leading the bulletin, the Onkoshi Resort, one of the Namibia wildlife resort facilities, which is under renovation, provides a beautiful escape for nature lovers within the Etosha National Park, making it a great holiday destination. The resort manager, Costa Shakwa, highlighted some of the key aspects of the resort and why it should be considered the ideal destination for travelers locally and from abroad during the festive season.
Shakwa said that the resort is named Onkoshi, which means lion in Oshivambo, because it is situated near a breeding grounds for lions, adding that its location on the rim of the majestic Etosha Salt Pen, far away from public self-drive roads, highlights its uniqueness.
Onkoshi, it's a place called Onkoshi. The name is derived from Oshivambo, whereby it means a lion. So this used to be a breeding area for lions those years. Yeah, up to now, it's still that's why it's called Onkoshi. It's called the destination simply because you cannot find this area anywhere in Namibia. This is so unique. It's only found here at the edge of Etosha National Park, at the Punch Edge. You cannot find it anywhere in Namibia. That's why it's so unique to the travelers. And then the beauty part of it, you are elevated. You are on top of the deck, whereby, when nature, say for example, you have got animals roaming around here, you can view them. You are not in the fence, you are outside the fence, but you are protected because you are on the upstairs.
Shakwa further said that the ongoing revamping of the resort came at the right time, as it will aid in generating revenue during the coming peak tourism season.
Yeah, actually, I might say renovation has taken place at the right time. Because normally this is our low season, whereby we shouldn't expect much revenue generation. But as soon as renovation is over and then the peak season starts, we anticipate to generate more revenue. This is really a first lift up, whereby we can see that it's running in the right direction, because as we previously we had old aged deck that we have removed. And then now you can see now we have got this new deck whereby, really you can walk peacefully. So we anticipate that when it's finished, everything is done. Definitely Namibian will love, or the travelers, they will really enjoy Onkoshi. I wish that, when all this thing is done, definitely it will pay, or it will deserve, or it will honor, or it will really worth for their money to come and spend here at Onkoshi. Because everything it will be in order as they desired to be. I know we might not meet all the expectation of them, but we will try our level best, to level our service so that when they come here, they deserve for whatever they paid for.
Shakwa urged both local and international travelers to visit the Onkoshi Resort to experience all it has to offer.
Get this amazing outfit deal and save 20 at Get any shirt from $18.99 plus any shorts or skirt from $21.99 plus any shoes from $49.99. Buy the outfit to save 20. Start the year right with Pep. Life's better with Pep.
You know, you're a young kid, right? For me, I started writing music when I was 9.
I don't like going into something, see, when I came in the music industry, I didn't want to lose.
The Cancer Registrar of the Cancer Association of Namibia, Tarikwe Chiriange, has told News on One that the organization would like to create more awareness on cervical cancer among women. He says many women in the country ignore signs of cervical cancer, which include abdominal bloating, lower back and/or abdominal pain.
If a woman experiences an unusual discharge from her private parts, which may contain some blood either between periods or after menopause, it might be a sign of cervical cancer. Tarakuye Chiriange, the cancer registrar at CAN, on one that cervical cancer is found in a woman's cervix and that it is related. Told News on One that cervical cancer is found in a woman's cervix and that it is related as the second most common cancer in Namibia among women after breast cancer.
Cervical cancer, which is the cancer of the cervix found in the woman's cervix, so in layman's terms. And then when we are to bring it to now the level or where they stand in terms of the top 5 cancers in Namibia, you have firstly breast cancer, followed by cervical, then prostate cancer. Therefore, they are second, third, respectively, in terms of the top 5 cancers. We had the Cancer Apple Project handover. So with these funds, these funds usually help us with the outreach programs where we go out to the communities, where it focuses on educating and most importantly also making sure they are aware of what cancer is in Namibia. And while also on these outreach programs, cervical examinations are done, breast examinations are done, prostate cancer screening is also done on those days. So we do sometimes also have cancer cases that come from all these outreach programs, and in most cases some of them are usually early detected and unfortunately some are lately detected, and also therefore poses a problem to the family members of these patients that are in rural areas to making sure they come here. So all these funds sort of also help with that on the ground and also help with financial assistance.
Chirianga stated that at times women might mistake cervical cancer for an early or prolonged menstrual cycle. However, those would be signs of cervical cancer, which is why women experience such symptoms should go for frequent checkups.
For cervical cancer, you usually have unusual bleeding, pain after sexual intercourse, and sometimes patients do sort of confuse it and understand it as in, it's an early menstrual cycle or the menstrual cycle has been prolonged, but then it's usually not, because it's just when you know your days and when you're supposed to have it and it's basically really off, then it's a call to go and get on an annual basis over 3,500 people are diagnosed with cancer. Considering our population and considering the fact that most of our treatment facilities are centralized in Windhoek, that then also leaves room for the fact of how many others are not yet diagnosed, somewhere in the villages, somewhere deep in the rural areas. So it's quite a hefty number in Namibia.
Chirianga concluded that cancer can be hereditary and that in Namibia around 3,500 patients are diagnosed with cancer annually.
It's now time for our special City Police segment. This evening's message from Sergeant Lachia Haitota focuses on theft out of motor vehicles.
Theft out of motor vehicle, that is when a criminal breaks into your vehicle and unlawfully take away your belongings. But it's not only when they break into your vehicle. Sometimes you can, for some reason, leave your vehicle unlocked just by unlawfully opening it, and they take away whatever they want from there without your consent. It's theft out of motor vehicle. The methods that we came across so far that they use to break into vehicles are, number one, by breaking the window. They break the window of your vehicle and then they grab whatever they can. The second method that criminals use, it's jamming, the jamming method. So what normally happens is that they jam the signal from the immobilizer. So when you lock your vehicle with a remote, it does not lock. Even if you think it's locked, it's not locked because the signal is blocked. What to do if you become a victim? First of all, the first thing that you should do is assess the damage and what was taken from your vehicle. And then you should call the police. In most instances, you should not try to touch the vehicle. If the fingerprint department maybe and it's not so busy, you can call so that they can come take fingerprints, because it's very easy. It's mostly your vehicle, so you are the only one that uses it, and any other fingerprints found obviously can be useful. And then after calling the police, you should now file a report with them. And then if your vehicle is insured, then you also the same report that you file at the police station, you put in a claim your insurance company. What you can do to prevent yourself from becoming a victim of theft out of motor vehicle, you see, sometimes, especially if you are living home, you live with so many items. Maybe you are going to pass by a certain mall or a certain shop, but after that you plan on going to the office or you are going for a meeting. So you live with a gym bag or you live with a laptop or so certain things. So what you do is that any item that you don't plan on taking out of the vehicle that time, make sure that you put it in the boot. Do not do it while you're in the parking lot, because what happens is that these criminals are already there watching you. You will not see them. Some of them, they even sit like in the parking lot. He's in a vehicle like he's waiting for someone. So you will not see them, but they are watching you as you enter. So the moment you take your things out from the vehicle, put them on the boot while you are at the parking lot already. That one they can already see. And it will not stop them from breaking your window, opening your car and taking them from the boot. And the second thing is that do not leave anything into a vehicle in plain sight, such as a pair of glasses, a USB, a charger, a jacket, even an empty bag. You know that it's empty, but the person on the outside does not know that the bag is empty. Anything, you should not leave it in plain sight. And also, when you leave your vehicle, just make sure that the windows are properly shut and that the doors are locked. Even if you lock with a remote, physically check that both doors are locked, because these perpetrators, they use the jamming method. You are in a hurry, maybe you are late for a meeting, you just walk out. You just walk out from your car, you close the door with a remote as usual. And some vehicles even make sounds. When you lock it, it will make a sound. But if it's not locked, even if you press, it will not make a sound. So you just familiarize yourself with that and just make it a habit of physically checking that all the windows, because even with the window, you know, especially the windows that are being rolled up, it's rolled but it did not reach. They can press it down to the point where they are able to open your vehicle. And also, lastly, I know it's not, you know, when you are shopping, you go for one shop. Let's say, for example, you go to a shop where they sell cell phones or laptops you buy. Then you know there are so many plastic bags and you need to go to other shops. So what we normally do on busy days, holidays, when you are shopping for gifts and so forth, you buy and then you go put it at the boot. And then you go back into the mall, you buy, you put it at the boot. These people are watching you. So rather make sure maybe that you are having a trolley that you are able to push around the mall and only pack your things when you are leaving. The moment you do that, especially if they notice you went into a cell phone shop, you came out with a cell phone box, a laptop box, those are electronics, and mostly they are interested in electronics. So you put it at the boot, thinking it's safe, not knowing that this person is actually in the parking lot, just observing you. The moment you go back, when you come back, your vehicle is broken into.
My Father, in Jesus Christ's name, you said in your word, ask and you shall receive.
Before coming to the church, my life was miserable.
My life today is
amazing.
Only you can make this change to be possible in their life. So I pray right now, may your power begin to touch them, my God.
The Nankuse Wildlife Foundation outside Windhoek opened a school 2 years ago for the children of people working at the establishment, marginalized children, and children residing on farms surrounding the foundation. The school has 72 learners in primary education so far, and Nankuse plans to expand into adult education for individuals with hearing and speech impairment within a year's time.
The executive director of Nankuse Foundation, Marlies van, an opportunity for above-average education for the future of Nankuse and the future of Namibia.
We started the official school, our private school, 2 years ago when COVID started, and we saw a need when we brought all our kids back, and it's now a well-established, well-managed school with 4 teachers. We're employing another 2 for next year, where we're going to go over into adult education and also education to help some of our learners to learn how to speak and communicate with deaf people. So I'm also coming to that class. So yeah, it's amazing. We've got choir here, we've got a dance group, we've got a music or a band with the leadership of Pastor Lionel, that's also our principal. And hopefully we can expand this to all the different entities of Nankuse. And if we have the right place, we want to start our own private school in Windhoek that's going to expand all the way to 500 children from grade 4 to 12.
Van Vieren said that along with traditional education, the school syllabus includes modules surrounding agriculture and wildlife conservation for the children to understand the purpose of Nankuse.
We are doing Cambridge, and we want to move it over to international Cambridge, so these kids can go and study overseas if they want to, and they have the capabilities. So for our enrollment, we actually only take children in of employees of Nankuse. So you either have to be a family member of Nankuse employee, or your mommy and daddy has to work here. I think education for us, hopefully we can have doctors out of our kids, because we need for our Lifeline clinic, we need doctors, we need tour guides, we need anti-poaching chefs, waiters, construction. So some of these children can come back and be part of the family on an employment level. And we're trying to create a safe environment for our children to go to school. So this is our future for Namibia, but also the future for Nankuse.
The executive director of Nankuse said that the foundation ensured the school is Cambridge accredited because Nankuse seeks to create better education and employment opportunities for marginalized people.
Welcome to Business on One. The number of vehicles in the country went from just 300,000 in 2008 to 400,000 vehicles in 2022. The increase in vehicle numbers and expected decline in revenue for the Road Fund Administration in the future are among the reasons the RFA is considering the introduction of toll gates to fund the maintenance of roads for Namibia. The matter of toll gates was raised at the 2022 Annual Business Plan Stakeholders Consultative Workshop held in the capital, where RFA Chief Executive Officer revealed that the toll road system is at the consultation level.
The rise in vehicle numbers is a key factor that led to the proposal of introducing toll gates along 23 roads in the country.
We commissioned a feasibility study on tolling about 3 years ago. And this study followed on a similar study done in 2008 by the Roads Authority. And the study was really to look at what are the alternatives. How can we sustain the aging network going forward? And the conclusion of that study indicated that it is feasible to introduce tolling as a concept in Namibia. About 12 years ago, when the previous study was done, I think our vehicle population was in the order of 300,000 vehicles. At the present moment, our vehicle population in Namibia is above 400,000 vehicles. So that's a huge jump in terms of vehicle population. And then, of course, tolling, the principle of tolling, of course, is really based on average daily vehicle count per specific road section.
Namibia continues to enjoy good rankings in the road and transport sector. It is first on the continent in terms of quality and access, and fifth globally. According to Ipinge, this has been achieved through better planning, road designs, road maintenance strategy, asset management systems, and ring-fenced road user charging system.
We believe that this will add value to the road users, and the cost, if it was to be implemented, the cost of paying a toll fee versus the cost of you paying your road, your vehicle maintenance, and the cost of travel time by driving on bad roads, I believe far outweigh that contribution that we are asking the esteemed road users to contribute.
He added that RFA projects will require about $4.3 billion per annum to rehabilitate Namibian roads and keep them up to standard as the best roads in Africa. The administration currently collects only about $2.5 billion per year from road users.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on business news.
On this episode of The She Word, we find out what should be done to protect egg donors from possible exploitation.
It is while waiting for a doctor's appointment to undergo tubal ligation in the UK that Pumla Navacha heard about egg donation.
I overheard a conversation between two slightly older African women, and they were going through a deep conversation about how they had failed for years and years, been trying to have a child, to have children.
Time now to take a look at sport news. Karate is one of the oldest sport codes worldwide and is practiced by both young and old. Sport on One visited the Trinity Fitness Gym situated in the southern industrial area of the capital Windhoek and spoke to Sensei Stefan van der Merwe, who shared his view of the year that was for the sport code.
For karate in general, it's been a good year as well. We had our national team participate at the Region 5 tournament in Durban earlier this year. They did fairly well there, and then they actually just came back this past weekend from the African Karate Championships also that were held in Durban. We actually managed to take 3 medals there, 1 silver and 2 bronze medals, all from the ladies in the team. So we're very, very proud of that performance. I think karate in Namibia is still doing very well. We're still strong, and I think we're hoping to continue growing and make making a name for us in Africa as well, as we can see with our team's performance this previous weekend.
Sensei van der Merwe highlighted that while COVID-19 did have an impact on classes, they developed an online solution that will help their students stay fit.
Obviously, COVID times were difficult for all of us. We couldn't get together, we couldn't train, contact training, but we were quite blessed that we adopted an online training plan, basically, in the early stages of COVID, which kept our classes going and kept our numbers fairly stable throughout the whole process. This year, we've been steadily working on regrowing our club, getting our numbers up again across all of our different dojos in the country. So our dojo here in Windhoek, I think we have about, at the moment, between 80 and 100 students. Then we also have a small dojo, also not this dojo, but also a separate dojo in Windhoek in Ludwigsdorf area. They, I think, also have about 30 to 40 students, if not more by now. And then we have a dojo in Walvish Bay as well, which has also been steadily growing again, also have about 40 to 50 students. So all in all, I think our organization is close to about 200 students in total. Could be a little bit less at the moment, but yeah, we're doing well across our 3 dojos.
Sensei van der Merwe invites interested individuals who wants to take up the sport of karate to feel free to contact him as from the 10th of January 2023.
That's all the sport news we have for you, and that also brought us to the end of tonight's edition of News on One. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. From me, Maggie Forciero, till next time, it's goodbye.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Thank you for watching this show on One Africa. Because you are part of our One family, your voice is very important to us. Please take a moment to rate this show by scanning the QR code on your screen now, and you can stand a chance to win fantastic prizes every month. T's and C's apply.
I'm Jessica Lagranzi, Marketing Coordinator here for the COSTEF Arts and Crafts Center in Swakopmund. We started our journey in 2009 already, and as part of